This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so we're talking about Southwest T and Big Meech, and Bleu Davinci talks about Southwest T. He says Southwest T came out. People were asking why I'm not around no more. Well, and then he also talks more about the breakup between Southwest T and Big Meech. He says, "Oh, that happened because, which it kind of happened before, a couple years prior to them getting caught." Right? He says he ran off on the plug with $3 million. Right? Ran off on the plug with $3 million, and that's why they broke it. None of his stories add up. Also, when he says they moved to Atlanta in 2000, another member said they moved to Atlanta in 97. So all that happened was that's when Bleu Davinci got down, okay? Because they were going to do the music thing. He moved to Atlanta. He acted like they all moved to Atlanta. They moved to Atlanta in 97. This story doesn't add up either. If you stiff the plug for $3 million, right? How are you still making money for 2 more years? You know? How? Because you'd have no plug anymore, right? It makes sense that maybe he stiffed the plug right at the end, but then people would have perished, right? Like you're not gonna, it's not gonna go over so easy, right? So he doesn't really break it down a lot. Then he says, I don't know about that. And then he said the Mexican mafia had guns on him. I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of things about Bleu Davinci that don't add up. I think he was just strictly the artist, and maybe he was used for a distraction, but I think Big Meech got caught up in that too much, and a lot of things went left because of that. He also says he discovered Eminem, which is funny, and the guy passed on it. The guy didn't act fast enough at Priority Records to sign Eminem, so come on. It was just, he said he was 16 when that happened, right? 16, 20, 40. I don't know, bro. His story's just, I believe some of the stuff he says, some of the stuff I believe is fabricated because people believe that he was a part of BMF and like doing things. And now it's kind of like, oh, he wasn't. He was just really the artist around all this stuff, but he was the artist, you know, and he's clinging to that in a sense. Like, no, I know this. And I don't care if, like, you know, if he told something, he did. 30 people in BM. I think there's more than 30. Like at least 30 people snitched. There's just key snitches. I don't think Bleu Davinci's not a key snitch. You know, he's not. But something happened to reduce his time and everything. But O-Dog, Doc, these kind of guys are like, and then the husband of the woman that Terry was dating from prison. These are like key people that started a bigger investigation. And of course, Big Meech getting shot, you know, all that kind of stuff. There's key things that went wrong. All these things fall eventually when you get a lot of people. You don't get that big and things don't fall apart unless you're completely insulated. Even the mob, everybody, you know. Oh, Boosie reacts to T.I. saying that he snitched on his dead cousin. And it's funny because Boosie kept this energy. Well, it's funny because he had to react to this because he kept such a aggressive energy with Gangsta Williams for doing that thing, for snitching on people that have died and committed crimes. He said, he's a snitch, man. It broke my heart. He's a snitch. Da-da-da. A snitch is a snitch, right? Then T.I. admitted to snitching on his cousin when he was a kid, because what always comes up is the gun case, and they say he snitched to get a year, right? So he tried to take heat off of that and said, well, I'll admit to one time I snitched when I was a teenager and my cousin had died and I said it was his gun, and the gun case went away. Okay, So Boosie had to admit that he is a snitch, but he said, I think T.I. is lying. Because why would he admit to that later? Well, it was to take heat off of the gun case where he cooperated in some way with something. I don't care if it was like encouraging other people to snitch with a tip line. He did something to get less time. He only did a year for all those guns. Which doesn't make sense. But Boosie had to admit he was a snitch. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. It was all good just a week ago. I'll check you guys later. Peace.